See, it's the man cave, baby. Topics about to be hot. Dave Shug and the fellas watch us stir up the pot. Hot topics, put your mind at ease. We talking about everything, especially the shit that you need in our community. Never miss a show that be truancy. We all got opinions on the show, I be doing me. Wayne with the sports, real topics with real men. Welcome to the man cave, step right in. It's the man cave with the fellas.
Welcome on into the man cave. It is I and I am him. We got a great show lined up for you today. Oh man, I've been waiting to get to this show. Got a couple nuggets for you. We're gonna definitely drop. Got a great couple in the building. We're gonna kind of elaborate on this subject of polyamorous relationships. So before we jump on into the show and figure it out, I wanted to read something for you guys because I'm hoping today that we're going to get a lot of calls. I'm hoping that a lot of you guys are going to want to participate in the show and actually give us your feelings on this topic, your feelings on what this should be. But before I do that, I want to preface it with this. Okay, so there are certainly examples of biblical polygamous relationships in the Bible. All right. In fact, there are over 40 examples of non-monogamous relationships described in the Bible. But were they polyamorous? When it comes to the Bible, as well as many ancient cultures, the consent is murky. Most women were sold into those situations by their fathers. Certain situations, they may have been concubines, etc., etc. But definitely the Bible in no way is a reflection on that monogamy is for everyone, all right, and that it's supposed to be applied to everyone. The Bible itself is full of polygamy. It's full of it. Scriptures just don't describe these relationships, it condones them. So Exodus 21:10 sets out some guidelines. So you set out guidelines for how you treat your wives if you have more than one. These are actual passages from your King James Version of the Bible, mine as well. Deuteronomy 21:15 through 17 governs inheritance amongst children and polygamous marriages. So, you know, those are just a couple of other examples of how polygamy is actually in our Bible, okay? So with that being said, if you do call today and you have comments on that, I'm going to need a little bit more than that, okay? We're going to need a little bit more than that if you're going to refute the situation. So with that being said, I want to introduce our special guest for the evening. Man T right here. What's up?
What's happening?
Got your lovely wife. These are the Ruffins.
Hey. How's it going?
That's what's up, man. Hey, look, I appreciate you guys coming out to the show.
No problem.
Thank you for being here.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? No, first of all, how long have you guys been together?
We've been married 14 years. It'll be 15 years.
What's up?
February 26th.
Okay.
Coming up.
And so did y'all start off in this lifestyle, or was it just started off traditionally and kind of grew into what it is now?
Ah, man. It's a funny thing that once me and Christy started dating and for a while, and then all of a sudden she came up. Nah, my bad. All of a sudden I came up and I was like, let's try this. And she was like, man, I was waiting for you to say something like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow. So that's when it, you know what I'm saying, kicked off. Pretty much.
Okay. And about how long ago was that?
Oh, wow. It's probably maybe about 10 years ago.
Make sure you get on the mic. I want to make sure we hear you clearly.
Okay. About 10 years ago.
Okay, about 10 years. So do you think that you have added to your marriage with it? Or do you think?
I think it's added some things. It can't fix a marriage,
right,
but it has added a few values because there's some things that we have to really work on within ourselves to be able to, go forward with this kind of lifestyle.
Okay.
So it has added some value to it.
Okay, well, before we get into your actual situation, which we will delve into that a little later on in the show, but what I wanted to ask you first, I want to give you a series of questions that I would have, just being like, how do you guys deal with the possession of a mate? Like, is this something like, okay, your dynamic is not so much poly as in you guys have relationships outside of your marriage, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
have that, right?
No, no
So,
open
how
marriage.
do you feel about people who do have that kind of arrangement? I mean, do you feel that pressure of possession for your wife and you as well for your husband?
No, I think everybody's individual relationship is what works for them.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to date several different people outside of the relationship, I would have got married. That defeats the purpose to
Right,
me. You
right,
know?
right,
So,
to you.
but yeah, everybody has their own, different dynamic. There's some that I would do, some that I wouldn't do, some that just,
So, what would you say to people out there who may feel as though this is just, because a lot of people will say, oh, those polygamists, it's just a reason to cheat legally, basically. Like, what would you say to people who felt that way?
Pretty much they don't understand it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Enlighten us.
Pretty much, like, they don't understand the whole concept because a lot of people think that it's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is there together and everybody know what everybody doing.
Right.
You know
So
what
it's
I'm saying?
more about honesty.
Right, pretty
than
much,
anything else.
pretty much. But on the outside looking in, they think, oh man, you got another girl and you doing this girl. No man, that ain't right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But nah.
Right.
As,
I
long,
mean,
as long as everybody
right.
know, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Nobody going behind anybody back.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
And how do you deal with just everyday jealousy? And I'll ask you because you guys are in what is your dynamic again?
it's a close triad.
A closed triad. So you guys are in an actual triad, meaning triangle, where it's one man, two women, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that's closed, meaning none of you deal with anyone else outside
Correct.
of that circle, right?
We are all involved in our own individual relationship, and that's
Together.
the key.
Together.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the key.
So that's really
because
neat. That's
there's
really
a
neat.
lot
Okay.
where the one man and one woman are
Uh-huh.
together,
And
and then
then
that
that-
man and that other woman are together, but the two women never get together. That's
Okay.
not the case.
Is
And
that
it's
a
not.
different dynamic or the same one?
It's a different dynamic in the ways of, everybody is not connected. It's not a closed triad. It's
Right.
an open triad.
Mhm.
With the triads, a lot of people think the main thing is sex, sex, sex. But in ours, each one of us is developing our own relationship with each other.
Okay.
She and he are together. They date. They get to know each other on their own level. Me and him, the same way. She and I, the same way. We
Now,
all have our own relationships.
How
with
does
each
that
other.
affect you being his wife for 14 years? Have you had to deal with the jealousy aspect of just being a human
Yeah,
being? And
everybody
how-
does.
Yeah, and how did you deal with it? I mean, how do you get past
Well,
that?
the one thing that really makes everything better is the honesty.
Mhm.
We know this is what we want to do. This is what we've decided to do. I know that she is just as much is as I am. There's nobody that's higher than the other. And people say, well, how can you just, let somebody else come in and y'all think y'all are equal? Well, yeah, that our original marriage, that takes second place now because
Right.
now we are in a completely different relationship.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's dope. I mean, not a lot of women built like that.
right.
it's not
Right,
for
so you
it's
was right.
not
Okay,
for
so-
everybody.
Right.
It's not for
Like for
everybody,
real.
and it's
Like
it's,
for
Real
real.
shit.
it's
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
work. It's not easy,
So
especially
what would-
being used to having all the attention.
Right, but so obviously you like girls.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, because it wouldn't work any other way. Like
Right,
Yes.
right.
But okay, so it just how did you get over that initial just thought process of okay, right now my husband is with another woman.
Because
That
when
is
we
not me.
when we found the one that we
Mhm.
felt met everything that we were looking for, it was easy to do that. It just kind of came naturally. I want them to be able to get to know each other on this on a really deep level because this is what I want to work.
So do you start with let's say rules of engagement as far as being in a relationship, as far as like him being with her? Did you ever have any like, okay, like we not going past this with her type of stuff like that?
No, and the reason for that, because going into it, we knew that we want that type of relationship. We want her to move in eventually. We're have a little ceremony.
I got a lockout in place.
That type of thing. We knew that's what we wanted. So going in, I had to put all that to the side. That's what I wanted to do.
Right.
So I'm, just developing a relationship with her, just like he is. So,
Now, how about you?
Okay.
Because I know you're a man, and I know you feel like Superman in the situation, because we all would as men. I mean, that's just between men, And but how do you feel with the? I'll give you the same question as her. I mean, she is with another woman, getting to know her, and they're maybe being intimate with each other and touching each other in ways that you may not be able to duplicate because you're a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, did you ever have to deal with any part inside of you that was like,
Well, see, first you gotta understand the whole thing. Females know females,
right,
regardless. You know what I'm saying? They know where to touch another female. They know the spots.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So as a male, you gotta understand that. Now, it takes a strong-minded male to understand that, because a lot of men would think, oh man, she's just gonna kick me out the way, and then it's just gonna be them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people think that. No, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that, because one thing, like me and my wife, we got history.
right,
That's not gonna change it.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Regardless what,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, who come in, whatever.
Totally.
You know
Totally
what I'm saying?
understand.
So I got that understanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can think about it being big-headed, you know what I'm saying? Because it kind of,
No,
it's
that's
kind of what it is. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what it needs to be.
But you got to understand that. You know what I'm
Alright.
saying? That a woman knows another woman's body.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's going to be them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with watching.
Who
You know what I'm
telling?
saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
you preaching to the crowd.
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Because it's like this, like when me and my wife used to go to the strip club, she would act more like a dude than me, because I like the interaction between the two females. You see what I'm saying? We would both would go up there, you know what I'm saying, and I give her the money and be like, boom, go on to me, because I like to see that.
T for President 2020.
You see what I'm
T for
saying?
president.
I tell her that all the time. I just like seeing that.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
gotta get no left. Just seeing that and be like, okay.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So, how does it affect you knowing that he likes that? Is that like an extra added pleasure on top of things that
Yes.
adds to the?
Yes, absolutely, because my whole goal in life is to make him happy. So if
So
that's what that is, that's what
does it take
it
another
is.
woman to make him happy?
Absolutely
or-
not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
So is that
Absolutely
more
not.
about making you happy too as well?
Yeah,
Or
because
is that
you
both of y'all?
cannot have
Both.
a successful poly relationship doing it for the other person. If you don't want it for yourself, it's not going to happen. That's when the jealousy is going to kick in. That's when the competition is going to start. The cheating is going to start. If both people don't want it, leave it alone.
Right. Okay, so right now you guys are currently in a relationship, correct?
Correct.
With another young lady, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and then I think she's gonna call in for us and all of that, and we'll get her. What's her name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Miss
Okay.
Jasmine.
Now, I'm just trying to figure out, how does this type of thing get approached or brought to the family table here? Because you have children.
Right.
Correct.
Well, like we got 4 boys, so they have to approve
They
of
like
it
that
first.
is pimp.
Yeah,
That's
see,
exactly
but
what he,
see-
that's
but
exactly
see,
what he said.
I told them that. I said, y'all don't think that. Because for one, I'm not the one that posts and brag like that. I'm
Right,
just
I
being me.
understand.
You see what I'm saying? I'm laid back. I'm laid back and I chill. You know what I'm saying? Like when we go out to the club, I don't even post and brag about that, but we talk to them first.
Okay.
And that's what we did. So we talked to him to see if it was okay. And my next to the oldest was like, okay, so where she gonna sleep at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was funny. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, nah, she gonna sleep in the same spot that we sleep in. He was like, oh. But before all of that, she had to bond with our boys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just no step in real quick.
So you guys going for the long haul. Y'all
Right.
not just saying this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the best way.
Take your time, you know what I'm saying? So everybody can get to know each other, good side and bad side. So once it happened, you can understand it versus to just, oh, nah, I can't do it no more.
Okay,
You know what I'm
now
saying?
I'll ask you this, like, so with you being in a close triad relationship, you have your wife, you have this other woman, you know, if the other woman or the wife ever in life, and this goes for you too, let's just say your third sister wife is coming into the relationship. What's her name again? Jasmine. Okay, Jazz is coming in a relationship, and you know, maybe a little while down the line, she feels as though she wants to have a connection with another male. Would that be okay for you as a man? Is that something like, how would you approach that?
Well, first, you know what I'm saying, we got to talk about that at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So if she ever to get to that point that she wants to, we can't deal with it.
But people change.
Right, people do change.
And it
And so we understand that. We understand that. So,
Now,
I know.
Why couldn't you deal with it? I just want to know for clarity. Why couldn't you? Because at this point, she's doing the same thing that the girl would be asking you to do.
Right,
But not
right.
even in a situation where you guys would be in the same room or something like that. She's just saying, hey, you know, I still love y'all. I want to be with y'all, but you know, I want to, you know what I'm saying?
See, that's not what we're looking for.
How about a female?
A female. Now,
Would that be different?
Now,
That
see,
was something that
that
she
was
mentioned.
brought up. Now, that was brought up.
Okay.
That
How
was
was
brought
it brought
up.
up? How was
You
it
know what I'm
brought up?
saying? So, I
Okay.
mean, because not only that, she like girls also.
Okay.
So it could be to where, like, she sees somebody, you know what I'm saying?
But
and
that's okay.
that's okay.
No, see.
That's okay.
All right, I'm just trying to see.
That's
'cause
okay.
It seems we got an undercurrent going here.
That's okay. You know
I
what
wish
I'm
the nigga
saying?
was it.
But
What's this say?
like I was saying, it all
Just take a
depends
picture
on.
of that thing right there. We don't have the number going up at the top. Oh, okay, it's not there. Well, for all of you guys who might want to call in, the phone number is 203-802-KMWI. Once again, 203-802-KMWI. That's 5694. For all the phonetically challenged people, sorry about that.
Oh, no, you good. But not like I was saying, it had to be said at the beginning.
Okay.
We have to have that understanding.
So
You know what
you
I'm
want to
saying?
be in a closed triad no matter what, as long as it doesn't involve another guy.
Right.
That's not what I want.
See?
I don't want another guy. That's not.
You don't want another guy.
That's why we don't.
But you found another girl.
Chance, yeah.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers, man. What you
Yeah, I don't have a desire. I don't have a desire. I don't. You know, that's why.
I am, man.
That's why a lot of people don't. They do that swinging thing. I'm not with the swinging thing because I don't want another.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
Right.
and if
So-
I wanted to just be with a whole bunch of folks, I wouldn't have got
Right.
married.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit the
Okay,
purpose,
so
you know?
that just doesn't fit you guys.
Right.
Right.
It's more of
Right.
an emotional connection because, like, before we even,
Mm-hmm.
you know, move forward on the sex aspect, we like want to get to know you because
Right.
we're not just
I
trying
think
to.
that's important.
You know, we got to be friends. We got to understand each other, know what you're dealing with, what you're going through, be able to support you at all times, vice versa, just like a regular
So,
And see,
relationship.
we tell them it's not all about the sex. It's not about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just getting to know you. You know what I'm saying, as a person. And
Okay.
then, you know, because we like, okay, the sex will come.
Right.
But that's not the first thing on our mind.
What's the first thing on your mind?
To get another person.
Who you are,
Who you
Okay,
are. You know what I'm
what
saying?
you're about.
So
Yeah,
the ass and
good
titties
and-
don't. The ass and titties don't speak to you.
That's a
first.
plus.
I mean,
'Cause when
once
you're
you
out,
see
yeah.
it, once
That's
you
the first
see
thing
it,
you're gonna see.
once
That's the
you
first
see
thing
it,
you're gonna see, yeah.
you be like, damn.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? But it's all, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
more
It's
to it.
good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all about your
Yeah.
mind. You know what I'm
So I
saying?
want to ask you this, like, what do you think about? Because I'm gonna tell you honestly, like, when I think about being in a polyamorous relationship, like, you my hero right now, because that's the kind I would want to be in. Would be a closed triad, something like that, you know, because I don't really need, you know. Anyway, I'm not even gonna get into what I need because I I end up getting blocked and unfollowed and shit by the time the show over. You know what I'm saying? So now what I'm saying, this is what I actually want to ask you. Being in a relationship like you guys are, you don't want another male into it. Now, looking at the poly community as a whole, do you feel that there is a stigma on single men? Because I seem to see that there's a stigma on being a single man, like you're almost like a predator or some shit in the poly community. Like they'll take a single, and this is why I asked you the questions, because you know the same thing you're saying and she's saying, like that's the same way the community as a whole reacts to single women and single men.
Right.
Single woman, man, they on that thing quick. Oh yeah, oh baby, oh we trying to move you in, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
A single guy drop a damn photo and there's 0 comments, no likes. Hey dude, keep trying, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
So I'm just asking, I just want to know for myself. Did somebody just call? Did y'all answer or they hung up?
No, we're trying to see it wasn't working.
Huh?
We're trying to see if it was working.
I thought
Go ahead, you can talk, Patricia.
No, I called the number to make sure it's
To
working.
make
She
sure
said
it was
it's not
working, it wasn't working. For
We
us.
got
Yeah,
Patricia
so-
back there on the
So if you need to call in, please call 203-802-5694, and that's 203-802-5694.
and Derek Brown, if you out there, this question was initially for you. I'd like to know, and I'm gonna ask you guys too, like how does the community of, you know, poly change that aspect of, you know, making single guys feel like they're, you know what I'm saying, for fucking disease and shit like that. You know, I've been to a few of the parties. I've never participated.
Right.
But I've been to a few of the parties, and like if I walk up, you know, it's like dudes is automatically like, you know what I'm saying? They pulling theirs close to them.
Right.
The majority, they're because they are predators.
You on in the man cave? Go ahead with your comment. Hello.
It hung up.
It hung up.
Oh well, that was like the first time I actually answered it.
Did you hit the white button?
And got the presentation right. Usually I'll be all small, welcome to the man cave, can I help you type shit. What the fuck is that? Like I'm about to take somebody's order or something, you know? But yeah, okay. So, all right, when I think about polygamy or polyamory, when I think of the closed triad that I dream about sometimes in my own sleep, when I think about that, the first thing that comes to my mind is not sex. It's generational wealth.
Right.
It's vacations. It's going date nights. You know, whether or not it's you and her, you and the other female, her and the other female, you always got somebody there to watch the kids.
Right.
You know, you got 3 incomes coming into the home.
Absolutely.
That can't hurt your 4 boys.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, do you guys have plans on growing each other?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You got to.
So, I mean, like if she has a business, like how do you guys figure out what the growth level is going to be per person? Who's getting their shit first? Who's going to pop off their business first? Who's going to be next? And you know what I'm saying? How do you guys, have you found any problem with that dynamic and having that conversation with 3 people, being strong-willed and of their own mind and own money, you know?
The way that, you know, we planned on entering it, you know, just like we're doing now. He's got his business going right now, you know, and of course we definitely pushing that, but I don't think that, you know, there's any certain order, you know, in who has to go, you know, you go first, you go second, you go third. I think it's all about, you know, who's, you know, bringing more, or their business is bringing more to the table at that point, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, you know, if this is the time for his business to be thriving, he's got most of his stuff going, by all means, go, you know, go for it. It's also just about time management, and that's one thing that's gonna always be something that you have to work on,
Right.
because stuff is gonna change, you know.
So what about space? How do you deal with that being in a home with, just I want to use a specific word, it kind of traveling. It's out of my mind right now, but an unconventional home, you know what I'm saying? Because that would be an unconventional marriage, an unconventional situation. How do you deal with like giving each other space too, at the same time? Like, is that having a problem with those type of things?
Man.
Everybody has their own life, and
Right.
everybody has their own things that they want to do. So you just have to, and it's easier said than done, especially with me, because I'm the type that I want to make sure you're okay. I like being around. I love to just.
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Libra.
Probably.
So, and I'm like the fixer, the carer. I'm like, that's my thing. So that's something that really I have to work on. In both relationships. So, for me, it's more so trying to put myself kind of like take a step back and say, okay, stop trying to be the center of attention. He like to play the game. I like to sit up under you a little bit.
That's
that
cool.
happens.
Yeah.
It happens. So everybody gotta have their own time. And even with Jazz, she goes different places. There's different things that she likes to do, and we all for it. But at the same time, we have to work on, I have to work on letting go a little bit.
Right.
Just letting go a little bit.
Letting go a little bit. How about you, man? What do you think about it? Giving these women time to just be women and situations like that. You probably just don't even worry about it.
I'm like I said earlier, I'm laid back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like she said, I get on the game with my boys. That's my space.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm good. Whatever you do, you know what I'm saying, you do. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as, that's it, pretty much.
Right.
So it really don't bother me as much.
Okay, that's cool. Well, let's talk about some other dynamics now. And I know you guys won't be able to give too much of a but do you guys also, support the LGBTQ movement and things like that? So none of the other dynamics really bother you or anything like that? Like, okay, obviously, they have relationships out there where, it's poly people and they have several girlfriends and boyfriends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you see, I see a lot of problems presented with those, but have you seen a lot of relationships that work in that?
There are a lot that do, and a lot of these poly groups that I'm in see it all the time. And it works like a perfectly oiled machine. So
Right.
it just, it just depends. As long as everybody is on the same page and everybody is looking for it, it works. It works for them. For me,
works,
I don't want it.
I don't see how it works, man. I don't see it.
How my head keep messing up?
It's
Man?
one on each side.
Jeez. I ain't even watch the show now because of that, man. I'll be like, God, man, damn.
Otherwise, you're telling me I didn't tell you.
I'm sorry, brother.
No, you good, but you know what I'm saying, like certain shows that we watch, like when a dude have about like 5 to 10 wives, I'm like, bro, that's too much.
That's too many.
Right.
That's too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock them, but I just don't understand that move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you just gonna have multiple, why be tied up?
Just be single poly.
Just be single. You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
I mean, I think it's because, the couple poly couples that I do know and I'm really close with and I've talked to them about it, like they have an air of, I don't own this woman and she
Correct.
doesn't own me.
Right.
And it's my choice as a man to be just with her if I want to.
Right.
But it's also, I have a responsibility to her to be honest and true with her.
Correct.
But if I want to go out here and be with this person,
Right.
that's absolutely fine.
And those relationships are there and they work.
Mhm.
It's all about honesty and communication, telling that person what
Pretty
you want.
much.
Okay, so I got a story for you. So I had some people were in a relationship like that and it worked for a long time. Okay, They were married, they were poly, she had a boyfriend, he had a girlfriend, and over the years, it worked. It was great. It was a harmonious relationship. They never had any problems, sex was good. And then all of a sudden, he just noticed that like she was starting not to care for him as much anymore. So like when he's sick, she's not there, you know what I'm saying? So like I think that's why you guys say, you know, those things will add a lot more problems in the mix because you have outside influences and things like that. But yeah, man, there's a lot of people out there who cool with that though.
Yeah.
It works
And I don't knock them.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
knock
how
them
they like
for
to
it.
roll.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Let's go for it.
Different
So-
strokes for different folks.
Okay, so monogamy, you guys couldn't do it.
It's not that we couldn't do it.
Okay.
We just wanted something different.
Well, you like girls, so I know why you like to do it. But what about you? If you had to only be with that beautiful woman right there for the rest of your life, you could do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
most
that-
definitely.
Then that's the right goddamn
That's why we
answer.
got married.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
You better say it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, you know what I'm
Your
saying?
body in the car on the way home.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I mean, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I always tell them, regardless to what happened, it's me and her.
Right, and that's the key, right?
Right. Regardless,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
So if she goes out there and she slips up and has sex with another guy, it's still you and her, right?
Huh? Now,
What?
now,
It's
see,
still
we
you
got
and her, though,
we got
right?
an issue.
Oh,
We
that's
got an issue.
Because
We
I'm
got
going
an
outside of the
issue.
relationship.
Because see what
I gotta
like,
find some shit
nah,
somewhere.
nah, because like she said, she's going outside
Because
the
I'm
relationship.
stepping outside the
Right.
relationship.
Then you
That's not
going
what we
outside
agreed on.
on the understanding that we had. You see what I'm
Correct.
saying? Because the understanding was okay.
That we
It's
gonna do
girls
this way.
and girls on. You like girls and that shit.
And
you
then
don't
it's-
want the other dude.
Right.
So now you doing that. You stepping out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you being false.
So, but you couldn't grant your lady like a treat or something like that. That wouldn't.
But
make
I
sense
wouldn't
to
want
do.
it.
She want. She
Well, I don't want it, but
I'm
anyway.
messing
Right,
with
right,
her.
right,
I'm
right.
fucking with him, right?
I'm trying to
Right.
help you out.
Nah,
She got you right, though.
Right,
Don't
right,
fuck with
right,
you, though.
right. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's
Little
all
birthday, you know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
It's like,
Nothing. Hell nah. Nah.
oh shit.
But
I'm sorry.
but-
I couldn't step out
But
with
that was-
another female
that
because that would be
was
stepping
brought
out.
up. That was
Right.
brought up before. You know what I'm saying? By a close friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He asked that, man, what if she want another dude?
Right.
Nah, that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? That's not
That's
what
not
we
the
talked
agreement.
about. Right.
That
right,
wasn't the contract.
Right. Before we jumped into it, we had to agree.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? And we talked
and
about,
I think that's what
we
everybody
talked
needs to
about
have, right?
everything, even if it's a slip up and somebody get pregnant.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? We went through the
All of
whole thing because it can happen regardless.
And if that happened, like let's just say Jazz got pregnant, y'all good, right?
that's our
That's
girl.
good.
Fucking
Because
awesome
see,
thing.
one
That's
thing,
beautiful, man.
one thing
So
I love
commend that
kids.
shit. I love it. I remember
Yeah.
my man Cedric, man. I don't know if y'all know Cedric, man. Cedric King, PT's Fried Chicken, man. Go get y'all some. Man,
Heard
Cedric,
about them.
Cedric, man, I respect him like shit because he came out. He was like, man, look, my wife can go home with you right now.
Yeah, there are guys that are
She
that
was like,
way.
she can go with you and I'm gonna go home and sleep good. You hear me?
yeah. It's
Because
a lot
you
of
know your
dudes like
place.
that, bro.
He was like, the next day after she brushed her teeth, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give her a fat ass kiss on the mouth and say, baby, I love you. And I ain't worried about you because you ain't gonna never love her like I love her. And I said, God damn it, my nigga, you's a bad motherfucker.
And it's a
I
lot
had to
of
give him
dudes
love
like
for that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah,
a lot of
That's real
dudes
love,
like
you
that.
know what
It's
I'm
a
saying?
lot of dudes
That's real
like
love
that,
right
man.
there, yeah.
It's
No,
a
I mean,
lot.
I'm just saying, you know,
Right.
as opposed to, you know, so, all right, let me ask you this. So do you guys think, and maybe y'all wouldn't because you're not that extreme, you know what I'm saying? But do you think like in a monogamous relationship that a lot of these relationships are just, they break up because of sex? Like it almost seems like sex is the most important part of the relationship. Because, and I say that because I say it like this, you can go to work and talk to another guy and that's okay, right? You can ride in the car with your coworkers and go have lunch and that's okay. If your coworkers go out after work, Park Ave, you know, that's okay, right? You know, guys, girls, cool. But if you have sex with someone else, then it's the end of everything. And it's blown up and it's over with, right?
Mm-hmm.
What? Go ahead, Patricia. Come on.
I just have a question.
Come on.
Is it the sex or is it the communication? Or the lack of communication where a lot of relationships break?
I think it's the lack of communication.
You know,
That's what
I think it's the ownership of sexual organs. That's the way I feel.
Well, because I think a lot of people, you know what, I'm more like this, and I'm just going to put my business out.
Put it out there, girl.
I am the type, if you are honest with me, and I know that's what you like, I can respect you. And I won't have to worry about what you're doing because.
But you can respect them, but will you be with them?
Yeah.
So if a man is,
you're
you're a damn unicorn.
If
then.
I respect you, that means I can still be with you.
Right, but most women is not going to do that.
Yeah, well, that's because a lot of them have issues within themselves
Mm-hmm.
because they feel they have to compete with that other.
Correct.
I'm not competing because
We're not.
I know
That's
what
the key.
I'm bringing.
That is the key.
I know what I got. So. I don't have to compete, and for me, if the communication is open, and I think there are a lot of women. You have that open communication.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can respect that and say, okay, well, I understand. That's who you are.
I'd like somebody to show me where these women are grown at, so I can take a room full of dudes down there and we can start picking something. Because I don't know none of these chicks right here.
There's a few. I mean,
you know, women always say that crap.
But it's just like men always say, there's a lot of honest men out here.
There are honest men out here, but you cannot be honest and get ass at the same time. It doesn't work.
You can.
No, you can with 1 out of 20 women.
Okay.
The other 19, you're gonna strike out on.
Well,
But that's okay.
It all depends
it's
on
worth
where
it.
you at.
It's worth that. It's
It all
worth it for
depends
that
on
one.
where
It's
you
worth it.
You right. I don't know. I be up in
You gotta do what it takes.
I be with the house
for
Diddy,
that
baby.
one.
Right.
But you gotta know what you're looking for.
Right,
If you're
right.
not looking for that, you're not gonna get that.
Right.
You right.
So if
Yeah.
you're looking for that, you gotta surround yourself.
I ain't looking for nothing. I ain't looking for nothing.
You're looking for house of Diddy.
I ain't looking for shit.
So if you're looking for hostility, that's all that
Then
you're
you
gonna
gotta,
accept.
then you gotta go around.
I'm trying to keep
where
my
they at.
Facebook friends and my text buddies.
Yeah.
I lost my last week.
Did you?
Dating over 30, dog.
Oh wow.
The 2 people didn't show up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had to do a little more and be a little out there. You know what I'm saying? I got home, I was blocked,
Was
deleted.
that one worth it?
Huh?
Was the one worth it?
What
Did you
one?
miss it? Did you miss it?
Man, I'm good.
Okay, well then.
You just still brought it up, so I'm still on your mind. So plan.
I'm just trying not to lose nothing this week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
I
we
need
know.
the followers,
Wait.
goddammit.
Read between the lines.
Yeah, she already know. I'm a lost cause.
He's not lost.
I'm awesome. I'm just playing. But anywho, we gonna get back. Oh, George, you need to be here, George. They should have came on down to the panel, man. You know, they be faking. I see all the people on Facebook. Thank you guys for commenting and sticking with us on the show. We appreciate it. Please, if you have not already, go to your YouTube page and look up The Man Cave. That's DA space Man Cave. Like, comment, and subscribe. This show will be up in about a day. We'll have this up for the people who are live streaming. Thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. You can also catch the show at kmwimedia.com. That's kmwi/media.com. You can click on the live stream button and you'll see us there as well. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's go on to another topic, right?
10-4.
So I want to go into actually the bonding in part of the relationship. Okay, so we are about to go from a 2-person place to a 3-person household, right? This is what we're doing. Like, how is that transition? How do you guys plan on making that transition? Just as a whole. Where's Jazz? Jazz, where you at?
She's nervous.
Oh, she got to be nervous. She ain't on camera. She gonna
That's
call
not
me.
the
All right.
point. My baby is nervous.
Oh,
Leave her
She
alone.
always nervous.
Jazz like, I'm not putting myself out there.
My baby nervous. Leave her alone.
That nigga crazy.
But it's just I mean, when you're merging from a single household to a married household, you know,
Right.
we developing a relationship. She had to bond with the boys, you know. She's coming in just like another parent. That's her house, you know. Go and come as you please, you know.
Okay.
There's really no rules, you know. There's come in and make
So
yourself at home.
what about conflict and things like that? Do you guys have any idea how that will be resolved?
Happened
Especially with
before.
you,
No.
with you being the man, right?
Happened
Because I can
before.
tell you a firefly, so I can already see you outside.
And see, but
Whatever.
I'm the
Whatever.
girly
Like,
one.
I'm
I'm the
playing.
girly one, so I be more on the other.
Oh, you the
side.
girly
I'm
one.
the girly one. I'm
Okay.
more emotionally
All right.
driven.
I don't think Jazz gonna be like, what you trying to say?
No,
I'm just playing with you.
No, because it was so funny. We were when we had first started dating, we went on our little 1 month anniversary thing, right? And I was like, okay, well, y'all, on this particular day, on October 14th, is our anniversary, so y'all
That's
better
my daughter's
forget, right?
birthday.
Is it? Happy birthday, fellow Libra. But
Is
yeah.
that your birthday?
No, mine's on the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
But she's a Libra. My son is on the 16th. So, but anyway.
Okay.
But you know, it was so funny because she was like, "Well, you're gonna have to remind me." I'm like, "Well, dang, I got 2 dudes." you know, it just because.
Right.
You know,
right.
just playing, but
So is it good for like, you know, divvying, I know, you know, chores around the house, things that need to get done, that will always help because, you know, that extra partner. But how about as far as like the house finances and things like that? Is that something you guys do together? Are the money gonna be together, like all the checks in one account, or is it just gonna be kind of like mine is mine, yours is yours, let's just put it in the middle of this pot and
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's a big deal.
and
That's
that's
very
with
big.
anybody. Of course, we're
Anytime
gonna.
you putting that bread together.
Yeah. Of
Now-
course, everybody has got to pitch in. I mean, you know,
Right.
do your share. But you also have to have your own money to do what you choose to do with it.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
everybody just, you know, have that little mad money or whatever. We don't have to have joint accounts just as long as everything is taken care of.
Because-
One month you may be able to do it. One month you may be able to do it. One month I may need this. I may need that. You know.
Because you never know
Yeah.
what might happen.
Right.
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So that's why, you know, like you say, you can have your separate stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, if you in it for the long run or not, you know what I'm saying? That's your bread.
Right.
That's your bread.
Do what
We
you
all
choose
just
to
gonna
do
put
with it.
together. You know what I'm saying? Now, versus to me and Christy,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, ours can be together.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Because it
I see.
already
You know what I'm
is.
saying? Right. You
It's
know what
been
I'm
that
saying?
way,
Or
you know.
even if it wasn't, ours will be together. You know what I'm saying?
You know, so yours is going to be together regardless.
Right.
And it's probably going to
And
be
once
up
she,
to her.
once she feels comfortable, because
Right.
the whole goal
Right,
is
yeah, that's her bread.
when she come in, you know, we want her to feel comfortable. It's not us and you.
See, and that's so
You know,
awesome, man. Because
that's why we gotta get
I
to
hear
know each other.
nightmare stories about women who are like, yeah, I tried to have a threesome, or
And it's not all, and that's what
and
screws it up.
the
It's not all
bride,
about
yeah,
that.
My wife was just mad. She's jealous, and this chick
Because
I
they
hear
didn't
horror
take the
stories.
time. You know what I'm saying?
And
They
she's
didn't-
probably doing
they
it for
just
him,
jumped-
not because she wants to,
They
but she's
jump
doing it for
right
him.
in
Right,
it.
right.
They
So
jump
do-
right in it.
Do you think that a relationship like this could fix some couples that love each other and just have, like, you know, cheating
I'm
issues
not
and
gonna.
shit
I don't
like
know.
that?
I'm not gonna say fixing, because if you have the cheating issues, whether you do this with 3 people, 2 people, 4 people, 5
You
people,
gonna
the
still cheat.
issues are still gonna be there. So until you fix them cheating issues, this is definitely not the thing for you to do.
Right.
If you can't
Right.
if you
right.
can't get that one thing situated, this is paper. This on paper. So technically legally, I belong to you.
Right.
So if you can't get them cheating issues out the way with just us, we ain't got time to add nobody else, because now that's too much. That's
So-
like toxic.
Would you guys be for poly marriages?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're gonna do.
Y'all gonna?
We're gonna have a
allow
ceremony.
those?
There are
Yeah, we go to different
I
spots.
think that
Is it
there
still
are
called
a few
bigotry
stumps.
here?
Here, yeah. I know that there are a
That's
few
some dumb
places that you
Really,
can do it
really
legally,
is.
but
No,
not
I'm just
many.
saying, if 2 men can get married and 2 women can get married, then shit. fuck it.
Yeah.
Right.
I just we were watching a show, and it had given me an idea. What was that? The L word? Was it the L word? No, it was polyamory and something. Polyamory and dating.
I want to ask you a question, but go ahead.
And they had this lady. She was some kind of religious person, but she also was in the poly community. So she did like an actual ceremony for them. It wasn't a legal ceremony, but there were vows exchanged, rings exchanged, and those three became, one unit. So even if it wasn't something that we could do legally, that ceremony is gonna happen.
Okay,
With
that's cool.
And
That's
hopefully everything, just continues
See, and that
the way
probably
we want.
means a whole lot to her to know that, the woman, and both the man too, because I don't know who she likes more. She might like her more than this.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this. She would like Christy more because of the over the phone talk aspect.
Right.
And like with me, since we want to go in that type of way, what I'm saying, in that type of direction, I'm a face-to-face type of person.
Right.
You
I
see
am
what
too.
I'm
I'm the
saying?
same way. I'm
Right.
more like, hello.
Right.
All right, yeah. Come on through. All right, bet.
Because the text could be short.
I'll text and
You know
talk
what I'm
to
saying?
you all day.
They'll have a whole essay or what I'm
Will.
saying.
Oh,
But
that's Jasmine right there.
Talking
Wait,
like
come
an
on.
hour.
Hours will be short, but I gotta talk to you face to face.
All right, I want to play make believe with y'all, right?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, ma'am.
Si, señorita.
In the marriage, how does that work? Do you both marry her, or is it, how does that work when when it's a marriage with three?
Well, from what I've read and from what I've, the little research that I've done and what I've seen, our marriage is still legal.
Right.
So she's marrying into this relationship. We eventually, if it can be done,
Yeah.
even changing the last name type thing. I don't know what the regulations and
Yeah,
things are there, because we
Can
haven't
she
been.
legally marry you?
In some states, they do have same-sex marriage, but I don't know how it would work with us being already legally married. I'm not, I'm not sure. That's something that we
Oh,
talked
right.
about,
I was curious.
but we haven't,
That's a good question.
we haven't gone to the point to where we're like, okay, let's do the, if we have to do a marriage certificate, or let's
Right.
plan this, let's plan that. That's just what we know we want the end result to be. That's what our goal is.
So y'all don't have no problem with any other kind of dynamics or what kind of relationship anybody has, right?
Right.
So I want to play a little make believe, right? So I'm trying to get this because polyandry, I believe, and this was one reason I wish Derek would have came, but polyandry is, I think, two men and one woman. Right, and this is the most unconventional, well, for me, but a lot of women would love to have this type of relationship. How do you think that would freaking work? Like, and I'm gonna ask her as the female. How do you think? And I know you don't get down like that, but like, just coming from a female's perspective, like, that seems like it
I
would
don't
be
know
too much.
because this
'Cause I know
male
I'm a
ego,
savage.
this male ego,
And she gonna
this
fuck with
male
another nigga like me.
No.
She gonna be in an ice bath. You hear what I'm saying? It's gonna be a problem. And then we gonna be competing with each other.
Then not only that,
Right.
y'all, if your ego is up here and his ego is up there, y'all got this whole y'all can have it. I couldn't do it. I can't do it. Because I can't.
A black couple who does that. Like,
I see it all the time in the groups that I'm in.
Some of the groups that we are in, a lot of females request that.
That's
You
what
know
they
I'm
want.
saying? Me, honestly,
Man, I
like,
see
like
it
you,
all the
like you,
time
I
now.
don't see how that can work.
That's
I
what
don't
they
see
want
that.
now.
Just how it's a man and a man because like
Yeah,
you say, it's
that would-
competing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got
Yeah.
one that like, man, I'm gonna have to stick it to him more than he can. So you know what I'm saying? So, and the other one's thinking vice versa.
man.
They gotta
You know
prove
what
their
I'm
point,
saying?
you know?
Knocking no balls down, you know.
I'm
Just trying to compete.
So
you know?
is it according to you? Is that a threesome?
Pretty much to me.
That's not a threesome though, right?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
it is
in some
because
sort.
it is because
That is
Still
there are
three
several.
people.
No,
It's
that's
still
not.
three people.
That's not
That's
your
like a train.
definition of
It's a
it.
train.
Toss.
But it's still a threesome.
Well, we call it like
That's
a
a
toss
G.
back in
That's what a threesome is.
No, it's not.
You tossing them back and forth, whether
No,
you
it's
with them or
not.
not. You tossing them
No.
back and forth.
Well, I mean,
The
if
only
you-
way that could be a threesome is if two guys is gay.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. If the
It's just called a MFM. It's not a MMF. It's not a FMM.
that's
It's a
still not a
MFM.
threesome though, right?
Yes, it is. It's just a
'Cause it's
different
three people?
variation.
Three people.
That's just like
I
with
thought a threesome had to be that everybody was getting something. Three people getting something.
everybody is getting some.
Everybody
You don't
is
have to be
getting some.
crossing with each other, but everybody is getting some at some point in
That's
time.
what that's what I'm saying. I don't see how that can You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
if you think about it,
it's just
if
a
you
different
think about
dynamic.
it, if everybody doing the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Let's think about this. Everybody doing the same thing. You got two dudes. One hitting and the other hit. One slip out and the other hit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but it can be front and
I
back.
mean,
It doesn't have to be that close. It can
I
be
mean,
this
I'm
way
just
and this
saying.
way.
I think we off topic.
You got
Yeah.
here, you got
I'm just
But I
saying.
mean, you know what I'm saying? Just to get an idea.
Polyamory,
I
many
don't
loves,
see-
many areas,
I don't see.
many holes.
I'm trying to figure out how that dynamic would work, though. That's
Yeah.
why I
I'm
asked
like,
you the
you know.
question. Like, how could, like, I wonder what type of males those would have to be. They couldn't really be alphas, huh?
They gotta be
Maybe.
uh,
Maybe.
Well,
one of them, right?
no, it doesn't. No,
No,
because
no,
it doesn't necessarily
no,
mean that. Because
no.
you can be an
I wish
alpha
somebody
male.
call and tell me something.
You can
Man,
be an
I wanna
alpha
hear
male, and
it.
that's your
I
lifestyle.
want to hear it too.
You can be an alpha male, and that's the way you live your life. But your sexual preference and what you do in your bedroom is not how you. That's not who you are.
Yeah, that's a guy.
So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So a lot of people they're saying, well, with the guys and the they say, oh, well, the dude is gay, da 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 da. If I am physically having sex with and living the lifestyle of a gay male, then that's what I'm doing. But if I'm just coming somewhere and I'm having sex with somebody and I'm just doing something, that's not necessarily my lifestyle. That's just my sexual preference.
I don't know, man.
So that's probably how
No.
the straight males end up doing, the little stuff with the guys, because that's just
Shit.
But you
sex-wise.
got a lot of dudes
Maybe. I don't know.
that you got a lot of dudes that will sit back and let their wife have sex with another dude right in front of them. And
I
then
would
when
do it in front of them, but she wanted to do
when
it.
they
And
done,
then
then it'll
prefer.
be them. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, you got people that's like that.
Yeah, they like the.
I
they
still
like
don't see how that'll work, but you know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
so
But,
to some
hey,
guys,
different
that's a
strokes,
turn
different
on.
folks.
So,
It is.
Yeah, everybody's got a different thing. What bothers me is that I begin to see that when we're talking about LGBTQ community, when we're talking about polyamory and shit, I just really feel like single males get left out the whole fucking thing. And purposely
Here they
so.
do. Here they do. If you look like
Purposely
they
so.
have those things
You
on
know?
TV like in Chicago and New York when they have like these real poly communities and the swinger communities. They don't look at the single guys like that.
Yeah.
It's just here in Dallas they have a
Nobody wants
reputation.
Nothing but girls.
They have a reputation down here.
I
The
think-
guys have put this little whole thing out to where it's like this I'm pouncing on you type thing. So now females don't be bothered with that. So
I think
here
a
they
lot-
aren't represented bad.
I think a lot of couples will see single dudes and be like, okay, that single dude trying to prove something. You know what I'm saying? If he get in a relationship with us, he trying to prove something, or he trying to take over.
But what about straight men?
It's possible.
And also, what about gay men or bisexual men?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you have a whole, thing with your polyamory communities and shit, and some of these guys go both ways,
Right.
And
Right.
there are women that's married to them.
Those are
And-
dynamics like that.
Yeah, there's
absolutely.
dynamics like that,
Right,
but
right.
those are, very few and far between.
Very few.
Yeah, it's just
It's
so
more out there
many.
than you think. It's
Well,
more.
you're right.
It's
Hey,
more.
look, I'm sheltered. I'll
There
be
are
honest
more
with
than you
I'm
think,
sheltered
but
than
it's
a
not-
motherfucker. I don't know nothing
It's
about
not
nothing.
accepted as much.
I'm
Right.
just learning.
Hey, in my environment, that's very few.
I'm just learning.
Because it's not accepted. Right now that's
Right.
not that society doesn't accept it like that.
Because
So
of
I think that's why they hide it so much, but it's out there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Absolutely.
like, okay, you're bisexual, obviously. So, of course, every man in America would accept that with no problem, you know what I'm saying?
It's
But
just
there's a lot of men out here who may be with their women and they might be bisexual, but if they told their women that, it would
they
be-
women would leave.
Yeah, they women. would
Absolutely,
leave,
I know quite a few.
Right.
I know quite a few. So it's like a double standard sometimes.
So it kind of just sucks to be a man in polyamory then. That's what it
In
Sounds like to me.
some areas, yes.
It don't matter if you're straight.
But
Unless
I mean-
you got a wife, nigga, you shout.
With those people that actually really do understand what polyamory
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
those males are more accepted. Because when you ask a normal person, hey, what's polyamory to you? Threesomes. Having
That's
sex
the
with multiple
first
people.
thing. Well,
That's
what is
what
it to
you
you?
think. Polyamory to me, it's about building the connection. It's like it's many loves, not many sex partners. I can be a swinger and live a lifestyle and don't have to be in love with you and just, have sex with whomever I choose.
All right. So how about if she loves a man but doesn't have sex with him, but she just loves who he is? Is that a problem for you too?
Yeah.
That's an emotional
Yeah,
connection.
I just want to
Yeah,
know.
because
Yeah.
I mean, it's like she said, it's an emotional connection. Then usually that'll end to
lead
that.
up to
Right,
the linen
right,
closet.
right.
Screw her mind and her
Right.
body will follow.
Right. You know
Biggest
what I'm
being the janitor.
Right.
This shit.
Yeah.
Right. You
That's
know
how
what
it
I'm saying?
happens. You get in their
Yeah.
head. You
Yeah.
know you get in
Yeah.
their head, and that's how stuff starts happening. Absolutely.
Hi, Theani. Miss Theani Shannon. She's just saying hi to us. Love you guys on Facebook. I wish y'all call in and ask some questions. We got about 7 minutes left in the show. You guys want to call in and ask the Ruffins anything they want. Jazz, you need to call, Jazz.
Yeah,
So
Kyle.
we can hear your voice. Say hello. She been following the whole time, so that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
man, this is just such a, I really wanted to delve into this a little more with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all dynamic kind of stops y'all from being able to really elaborate on a lot of the other areas in this whole little thing, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, only because, I can't talk to you about gay this or transgenders and things like that, you know what I'm saying? But, that stuff is out there. Let's see if we can get this call going.
It should work.
You on with the man cave, go on with your comment.
Hello.
Okay, well, this Jazz is what.
Hey, babe.
Hi, Miss Jazz.
Hi, Jazz.
Hey.
I got your partners in here. We're going to kidnap them after the show. How you doing?
Yeah, they cool. You can take Christian.
I can take who?
Ooh, Jazz. That medicine must be working.
So do you have anything to add to the conversation that we had? Maybe you didn't get a chance to put your 2 cents in?
I love listening to my sister say, okay, no, I like the podcast. Like, I was just calling in because y'all was talking about polyamory. So, I called in.
Well, we appreciate you calling in. You should have came in the studio next time we have you in here,
She's
okay?
sick, I told you
Yeah,
she
she's
don't
okay.
feel good.
This time. I was just a little nervous.
Everybody's sick. Our engineer's sick. Everybody's sick right now, so it's understandable. Take care
Well,
of yourself. Get some fluids in you.
I got a question, Jay.
Go ahead.
So you can ask, since he ain't gonna ask. What was the question? So how do you think the transition once we do the move in thing, like how do you feel that's gonna go, or how do you feel about the whole thing, dear? That was one of the questions that he asked.
Yeah, inquiring minds
You're
want to
supposed
know.
to remember that.
Well, Christy is like this emotional person. So it's gonna be fun because it's gonna be fun because Christy is this emotional person. She's like the mommy of the bunch.
I am.
But she loves it. I like to deal with her. She loves it. And Ruffin, he don't talk that much, so
You see,
Okay.
It's gonna do really it'll just be me and Christy because Ruffin don't really say nothing.
He just beat her.
Hey, look, this is why he's made it so far in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just keep to yourself. All right, well, let me ask you a question, Miss Jazz, since I got you on the phone. So, I mean, how did you know that this was the relationship that you wanted to embark in? Like, why these two? How did this happen?
Well, I like women. I do not like the women, and I know I love men. So it was something I always kind of knew. It's just because my granddaddy kind of lived this lifestyle, so I kind of seen it growing up.
No, so he was a pimp.
Yeah. So I kind of seen it growing up, and then like I've always liked the women, so like I've always wanted to stay in a household where women were welcome. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and it be one man, I want to be multiple men.
And it helps a lot with Christy being the way she is, huh?
You said what?
I said it helps a lot with Christy being the way she is.
Yes.
Right, yeah, I can
I
imagine.
always wanted to be in a household where women were welcome.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm thank
So
I always knew I was going to do it.
so you ready to take that next big step and even get married and all that? Is that what you ready for?
Eventually, you saying ready like
Eventually.
tomorrow, but no girl.
Right.
No,
Y'all
don't
put
girl.
Yeah, don't
put
push
this
it
woman
like
on the
that.
spot.
Don't hit the. I got your back, Jazz.
Hey, look, I'm gonna put you on the spot. This the cave, girl. Somebody should have told you.
But like, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, Jazz, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Get you some rest, dear.
All right.
All right, girl,
Bye,
we home
y'all.
Take care of
shortly.
yourself.
All right, man. Well, look, you know, polyamory, many loves. You guys, no matter who you love, whether it's a guy, girl, two guys, two girls, whatever it is, whatever you do, make sure it works for you and your relationship. Make sure you stay honest and true to each other. Make sure you love each other the right way. And that's going to be about it till the next time, man, for the cave, man. Just make sure y'all keep loving each other, man, no matter what the case is. You know what I'm saying? To my guest, man, T, I appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate it.
Christy, thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Enjoy.
Jazz, thank you for calling in.
Partner in
Everybody
crime
on
back there.
Facebook, we appreciate it. Go ahead, turn it up. Appreciate you, Trees.
Thank you.
Trisha.
Welcome to the man cave. Step right in.
Good shit, y'all.
That works.
It's the man cave with the fellas.
Y'all been going through this with her this whole time.
And
She
see,
said
it
call.
went fast,
And her
didn't
ass called.
Look, it went fast, didn't it?
Immediately. That was cool. That was
Yeah, I
cool.
really fuck with you a little bit.
That was cool. I